Yo, one of those talking videos again. But not too long ago, I just got off the phone with sergeant, an officer that is pretty much helping me with this program. A program that I've been looking into for a couple months now. I'll start off like this. Coming out of college, or even before exiting college, I heavily thought about what I was going to do. What was going to take up most of my time? How was I going to make money? How was I going to find purpose outside of school? I always knew that day trading was my number one passion, my number one focus, my number one love at the time, and still is like that currently. But from an outside world, from a society standpoint, what would sound good? What would look good? What would boost me forward in this world? That's kind of where my mind was at. And I got to a point where I stumbled upon military school or a military program or joining the military in general. I looked at different doctor programs. I looked at potentially even going to nursing school, potentially even getting something in the trades, looking at coding, looking at so many vast opportunities and vast career paths that I could go to potentially outside of school. Everything except for trading. Coming out of school, it was around February, I stumbled upon this program. It's called Officer Candidate Program, and it's under the Marines. It's a wasp, but it's under the Marines. So looking at this, I thought that this was an opportunity for me to grow, for me to develop, for me to get to the next level, or so what I thought. Next level in terms of discipline, next level in terms of my physical sense, next level when it comes to my mentality, my mental, psychologically, experiences, just something to propel me forward. I intended to go through this program within this summer, from like May to June, July, something like that, to August. Well, we're in July now, and apparently the program is being pushed to November. That's the next boarding date. November. Mind you, like I said, I intended on doing this during the summer. So being that now it's pushed to November, that definitely messed with my psyche and just my overall, what I deem my trajectory, how I thought things were going to be, my expectations of how my life was going to progress from here. Out of college, I don't know if y'all knew, but first few months working as a dental assistant, and now that I'm out of that and pursuing trading full time, I'm in this kind of confliction phase where I have to make this decision. And being in my young 20s, I'm faced with so many decisions now, more decisions than ever. And it's become a little overwhelming. Right now I'm outside, I'm just thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to go about this? What are my parents going to think? What are my family going to think? What am I going to think about myself? And ultimately, generations or decades from now, should I say, what are my kids going to think? What stories am I going to tell my kids? What experiences am I going to share with my kids? Things like that. I think about heavily. I'm not getting any younger, so the age factor also contributes to the decision. I'm 22, I'm not getting any younger. I have to think, how am I going to factor in being a doctor? Ultimately, I do see myself being a doctor, but it's just, how am I going to do that? How am I going to fit that in with trading fit that in with my overall being of elevating in life and being who I call the 2.0 version of myself? How am I going to fit all these things into one? And this pressure of trying to accomplish everything in your 20s is it's a lot. It's definitely a lot, and I don't know why I keep limiting myself to my 20s, as if I'm not able to accomplish anything in my 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. You have to factor in the physical aspect of things, but I don't know, bro. Just feel like I have to accomplish as much as possible within these 10 years, well, now 8 years now, since I'm 22. Time is going by so fast. We're already 7 months into 2025. What the hell? Like, what happened? What happened? Like, it seemed like life it's just going by, and acknowledging that, I have to really make the decision, because this program is 3 months. That's 3 months. Of course, 3 months is probably gonna go by, but that's 3 months taken away from day trading. That's 3 months taken away from what I've already built from this prior month, and what I'm gonna continuously build from this month and then the next month. The program is in November, but I think it starts from December to March, within that time frame, which completely doesn't align with how my expectations were. I've also heard stories of people having expectations in life, how they thought life was going to be for them, how they planned their life out, and things just not panning out like they expected. But it ended up being a blessing, ultimately. It ended up serving them more than they would have ever thought. I heard to trust in, the higher power, and to just have confide in him ultimately, for that he will just allow things to happen for the benefit of you. Even though you may not like it, even though you may like it, you may not like it, whatever the case may be, the higher power knows what's best for you. You may be going through all types of tragedy and turmoil, but it ultimately leads you to who you're meant to be. And in this phase right now, I'm constantly back and forth between, is trading going to get me there, or is this program going to get me there? This program I intended on joining because I've wanted to find a sense of purpose in life. But is that purpose going to be found with this or trading? I don't ultimately want to join the military, but this is just, like I said, something to help me find my purpose. But being a month and 1 week into trading full time, I truly feel like I found it. I found my purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm aligning with the person I'm wanting to be, the person I desire to be, my 2.0 version of myself. I feel like I'm in that trajectory right now, taking the risk and making those difficult decisions to be at my parents' house at 22 years old, no job, unemployed, trader, risk taker. That's what I'm doing. But I feel like I'm finding my purpose, and I keep asking myself, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? How do I want to live in the next year, next 2 years, next 5 years, next 10 years? And what do I want my family to look like? How do I want to live in a family setting? How do I want my life to go while being in a family and trying to build towards something greater? So where my kids, wife, and generations after will be able to benefit. I'm thinking about all these things now. It's like trying to carry all this on my shoulders, where I have to question, is it necessary? Is it not? Or am I just being overly responsible? Is it unnecessary at this point? It's a lot of questions. A lot of sacrifices, for sure, at 22. More sacrifices than ever, but I just hope that I'm putting my best. I am putting my best foot forward, but I just hope that it accumulates and leads to something greater, for the greater good of not only myself but those around me. Truly, this is a decision I will have to make within the next few weeks, honestly, if I want to go about this program or if I'm going to go all in with trading. But whatever I choose, I have to be 100% in something. So it's 100% towards trading or 100% towards this program, Marine program. What am I going to get out of trading? What am I going to get out of the Marine program? Decisions, man. But that's just life, I guess. 22, figuring it out, not getting any younger, only getting older. Just the reality of it. Like I said, just hope I'm making the right decisions. That's all I can think about. I just hope I'm making the right decisions. I don't ever want to look back and regret the decisions I make. But then again, I don't know. It's like, you have so many different lines in terms of decisions. Like, it's like decision 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, there's so many different pathways that you can go into, and you have to ask yourself, is it really a bad decision? Whether I do one thing or the other, is it really a bad decision? Because either way, I'm learning something, I'm gathering something. It ultimately depends on how I utilize it, how I internalize it, and what I do with it, whatever that decision is. Learning more every day, more decisions every day. Life gets tougher every day, but I get stronger every day. At least I hope so. I hope I'm getting stronger. I'm just going to keep it like that for now. I really felt compelled to make a video in spite of me not feeling like doing it, in spite of me feeling almost frustrated right now. In spite of me figuring it out. I'm sure you're figuring it out. It's just a part of it, just the nature of it. But I want to remind you that you're not the only one going through it. We're all going through it. I'm 22, still going through it. I'm sure at 25 and 30 and onward, I'm still going to be going through it. But just the reality of it. And life will be better. Life is in the palm of your hand. I keep trying to remind myself that you have the control. You are bigger than whatever it is you're encountering. You are. I'm trying my best to not allow society's expectations and what society deems as good or bad or whatever society tries to throw onto me. For me to get in my own shelter, my own chamber, and think, what is best for me? What do I think is good or bad? What do I think is the best decision for myself, for my eventual family? But yeah, this video is for y'all. Whoever's watching this, appreciate you. And I'll look back on this one day. One day. You're either going to be proud, you're either going to be disappointed. But I'm going to do, and I'm going to make this the best decisions in my life right now. What I deem is the best decision that will be able to elevate me going onward. Simple as that. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. And I'll catch you on the next video.